So guys, I want to talk mainly for this episode, and I realise that this one's a little bit later than it should have been. I didn't film enough for a previous vlog, but I want to talk to you about what I've been working on for the last 4 weeks, and that is a special animated short film. Now, this is a bit longer than the 2-3 minute sketches that we've been doing to start off A Question of Trek. And it's different to the animated short film I made back when I was doing my GCSEs, which I've talked about in a previous vlog. Very few people in the country had used a computer to design and produce and create frame by frame an animation. It was not good. It's terrible. I'm going to show you it now. I've really pushed myself for this one. It's big. It's 9 minutes and 3 seconds, which doesn't sound long, but when you're animating every single fraction of a second, there's a lot of stuff there. And then I've passed it over to my friend Continuum Trek, who has added special effects on top of that and a little bit of music at one point, which makes it really look pretty damn good. So I'm really happy with this. We've put it together as like a group thing. We all had a desk reading to make sure that we all knew how to do all of our voice bits. We recorded our voices. I've put that in with the animations, drawn every single frame new for this because we've changed the uniforms in the fan film for Star Trek. It's a Star Trek fan film. We've changed the uniforms from lower decks to the ones that were seen in Picard, in the bits where Admiral Picard was still an admiral. We used that level of uniform because it kind of worked for what we were doing, and it looks pretty good. All of it looks as good as I could make it, and it's taken me weeks. It took me 2 weeks just to produce the majority of the artwork, and then another 2 weeks to put it together, and then find out that actually I needed more artwork, so I had to draw that as well, and it's taken a huge amount of time. And to actually do it, where is my little model? Here it is. I picked up a model of the USS Farragut. It's a Nebula class, which is what the USS Robinson is. And because I've got this, I can take shots from certain angles, or just look at it from certain angles and see what parts of the ship I can see. So I've put in new footage of the USS Robinson flying through space by looking at the right angle. So, alright, so you can see this bit of the saucer section plus the module on top. You can't really see the bits that attach to the nacelles. The engineering section is completely invisible, that kind of thing. And I can put it all together, and then it looks right for the ship. So we've been able to do that, and I've got some more realistic movements and things that it's just taken so long. But you saw in, I can't remember whether it was episode 1 or episode 2. I think it was episode 2 of this new series, and we all love it so much. I hope you guys do love it as well. But the main structure of how I did the episode is exactly the same as it was before. It's a case of, right, I've got this person saying this thing, so I've got 5 mouth positions for each character. And I probably should have more because it doesn't quite work out at the moment, and eventually I will add more mouth positions. But the film, I've got 5, and it's mouth closed, mouth slightly open as if you're saying p, b, w, that kind of thing. So it's that kind of look. And then if you're saying a f or a v, you've got the sound and that kind of mouth shape, and then a slightly open one, and then a more open one for when you're being louder. That kind of thing. That's the 5 positions. And from that, you can actually make most, well, you can make it look like it's lip-synced. And that's the point. There are 2 different ways of animation. There's flappy mouth, which is using an awful lot, not all, but an awful lot of anime. Because you've got to remember, anime is so fast-paced for a production. So when they're talking, it's like ba 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 ba. It's not lip-synced. It's just you can tell which person's talking. And of course, most people won't notice because anime is, in certain ways, designed to be translated. So the mouth movements aren't going to match up with what anyone's saying in the translated language anyway. So there is that. And then I think a few cheaper, faster-paced productions in the West also use the flappy mouth technique. And then there's lip sync, which is the type of thing you'll see on something like The Simpsons or a higher grade Western animation, where they've tried to get the mouth movements to make it look like the person is actually talking, even though it's an animation. So that's the style that I've been going for. I didn't originally, I just did flappy mouth movements for the first few episodes, and I didn't like it, so I changed to the more lip-sync style. And I'm going to build on the mouth shapes and things like that. I'm going to be able to put in expressions so people can go, oh, and things like that with their eyebrows and the eye shapes and things like that. That's all going to come in the future, but for the moment, what I've got is kind of lip-synced. For the most part, it works. And then I can have all of the characters, they've got arm movements, or at least finger movements, and people using terminals on the ship, things like that. So it's all coming together, and I'm using this because I grew up with learning how to animate from Rolf's Cartoon Club. Not the best guy, but a decent teacher. Watching He-Man and Filmation and things like that, and seeing how stock animation clips are reused to make production quicker. I've taken that to heart with this animation thing, so I've got my blocks of animation, and that's what I'm building up now. I had a load that were working out. We did 17 episodes using animation blocks that were essentially recycled for the most part. Now I've got new uniforms and redrawn every single thing. It looks better. I've got to start with the animation blocks again, but it's going to build up. And I think that's going to look good. Anyway, I've talked to you an awful lot about animation without showing you an awful lot of it. It's just how it is. I wanted to talk to you, and I've put overlays of some examples in. But for the most part, I hope that it's come across what I'm talking about. I love this. It was something like a lot of people during COVID, they decided to learn a new skill. Like, I'm going to learn a language. I'm going to write a short story. I'm going to learn to play an instrument. For me, I got back into animation, and I think I did all right with it. I've got a lot to learn. Of course I have, because I am by no means even a journeyman, as they would call it at this. I'm certainly not a master of animation, but I've got past the beginning stage of doing basic stuff like I did when I did my digital animation thing for GCSE Art and Design back in 1996. Yeah, that's going on. Wow, that's a long time ago. So I've developed from there anyway. So I'm going to show you a clip. Here's the first of the Star Trek ones I ever did.
Captain, I'm feeling a disturbance in the Force.
Well, quite clearly you're on the wrong quiz bridge, Commander.
It's definitely there, Captain. In fact, it's almost off the scale.
Are not you as well?
Just look at Admiral Brainy Speck's face. That is a very forceful and disturbing look.
Indeed, Commander. I was just reviewing the questions for tonight's show. Fascinating.
And that's a lot better than the Knob Mouse one. But you can see what I mean about the flappy mouths. Here's a clip from the new one. Captain on the bridge.
Thank you, Commander.
All hands report ready.
Helm, set course for the unknown.
Aye, sir.
Helm, don't we need to open the doors?
Aye, sir.
Well,
Aye, sir. I'm working on it.
And yeah, I think you can see the evolution. It's not as drastic an evolution in terms of visual style and visual quality as it was from the original Knob Mouse one, but you can see that I am getting better at this. Anyway, that's it for me today. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you tomorrow for more fun and games.